How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Concordia Jedi. I think it's pretty safe to say that the reaction to the sequel trilogy has been pretty mixed. And I think it's safe to say that one of the biggest points of contention amongst fans, including myself, was the return of Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. Many complaints say that his return wasn't built up properly or that it wasn't explained well, both of which are arguments I can understand and even agree to an extent. However, there's another argument going around that seems to be gaining traction as well, and that is the argument that Palpatine actually won in the end. For a bit of context for this argument, let's look at The Rise of Skywalker. In the film, Palpatine has returned to power and is manipulating Kylo Ren very much like how he manipulated his grandfather, Anakin Skywalker. By the third act climax, however, Ben has returned to the light after the death of his mother Leia Organa. This means that Ben Solo is the last living member of the Skywalker family, as Luke died in The Last Jedi. Ben joins Rey, revealed earlier in the film to be related to Space Hitler, in her fight against Palpatine on Exegol, only for him to sap their life force to return to full power. Upon returning to his former strength, Palpatine picks Ben up with the Force and throws him into a seemingly bottomless chasm. Palpatine seems near to victory, but Rey, still weakened, calls upon the Jedi of the past to strengthen her and be with her. The Jedi of the past fill Rey with the strength she needs to defeat this evil, and using the Skywalker lightsabers, Rey redirects the Emperor's wrath back at him, destroying him, but also costing Rey her life in the process. We see, however, that Ben has crawled his way back to the top of the chasm as he makes his way over to Rey and, in an act of sacrifice, transfers his life force into Rey, giving her life before passing away into the Force, much like the Jedi he was named after. Ben Solo is gone, Palpatine is dead, and Rey lays the lightsabers of her fallen masters to rest before taking on the Skywalker name to carry on their legacy. Except now that the Skywalker bloodline has ended and Palpatine's granddaughter is alive, does that mean that Palpatine is actually the victor in the end? Absolutely not. To be honest, I can't see the ending of The Rise of Skywalker as anything more than an absolute win for the good guys. Let's look at the details. The people who tout this idea of Palpatine winning point to the death of the Skywalker bloodline as proof of his victory, but let's really look at this claim. Throughout the saga, what has been Palpatine's ultimate goal? Power. Palpatine wanted nothing more than to be the absolute ruler over all of the galaxy, to be the culmination of the rule of two. He never intended to be replaced or overthrown. He desired to rule for eternity as the supreme ruler of the galaxy. So the idea that his goal was to wipe out the Skywalkers is flawed from the get-go. Second, let's really look at the Skywalkers in terms of their deaths. In Return of the Jedi, after Anakin's redemption and death, we see that he has transcended the physical realm to become a Force spirit like Yoda and Obi-Wan. In The Last Jedi, Luke uses all of his life force to save the Resistance, and he, like his father, fades away and becomes a Force ghost himself. In The Rise of Skywalker, we see Leia pass away, and at the end of the film, she appears next to her brother, having also become a Force ghost. Finally, we look at Ben Solo's death. While we don't necessarily see him become a Force ghost, we do see his body disappear just as we saw Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Luke disappear before they became Force spirits. So I think it's safe to say that Ben has more than likely become a Force ghost as well. But they're dead, I hear you saying. So in the end, there's no happy ending for the Skywalker family, and Palpatine's descendants stole their name. Clearly this is a victory, right? Wrong. It seems to slip everyone's memories these days, but there's a certain line from Obi-Wan from the very first Star Wars movie that sums up exactly why this is a victory for the Skywalkers and not for Palpatine.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Immortality and power. Everything that Palpatine wanted has been achieved not by him, but by his mortal enemies. When you really stop to think about it, Palpatine got the exact opposite. Anakin, Luke, Leia, and Ben have retained their identity after death, become far more powerful than Palpatine could ever dream of, and have gained the immortality that Palpatine will never have. All the while, Palpatine has been destroyed, his spirit lost to the cosmic force, his identity gone, and to add insult to injury, his only tie to the physical realm, his own granddaughter, has abandoned the name of Palpatine, letting her past die, and, like a beautiful cherry on top of the irony sundae, she takes the name of his worst enemies, the Skywalkers, allowing their legacy to continue through her, while the name and legacy of Palpatine is put to an end, to forever be lost to history and time. A legacy of selfishness and power and greed now gives way to one of selflessness. If you ask me, there is no greater defeat you could give Palpatine. While he's dead and gone, the Skywalkers live on not only as eternal Force spirits to guide future generations, but also through Rey, who has shown that just like Luke Skywalker said, there are some things that are stronger than blood, and that family is much more than just genetics. It's about those who truly care for you and provide you with the strength and support to keep moving forward. The legacy of Skywalker will live on, while the evil and darkness that was Palpatine has been put to an end. So there you have it, everyone. Let me know what you guys think. Do you still believe Palpatine won, or have I managed to convince you otherwise? Please give this video a like, comment down below, and subscribe to Concordia Jedi for more Star Wars content. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time on Concordia Jedi. And may the Force be with you, always.